Joining us now, folks, is Shannon Morey. She's a recent graduate from MIT. Shannon, thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thank
I want
you.
to get this right because this is a pretty big deal. Congratulating you. You're one of the first recipients of the MRS Foundation Award.
Yeah.
I want to get to that in a moment, but first tell me a little bit about the importance of grassroots funding.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So grassroots funding is amazing because it supports kind of small projects in communities, and it allows people that are actually in the communities and directly working with the communities, knowing the needs and the realities of those communities, to bring about amazing change within those communities. So when you have people from far away that might not understand what's going on in an area, it's hard for them to develop things that will really affect, things, especially with science education, the students and the teachers. And it's hard for people that aren't familiar with those areas to really grasp the problems.
Yeah.
And so when you're talking about grassroots initiatives, you're talking about teachers and scientists that know their community, are invested in that community, and find it really, really important to support those areas.
That's general terms. Now
Yes.
let's get specific because you yourself helped to implement a program at East Boston High School. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so East Boston is a large urban public school serving about 1,400 students, so it's quite big, and the community is vibrant and amazing, but it's not an extremely wealthy community. Over 80% of the students come from low-income families. About a third of them are English language learners, so in addition to having to do all their schoolwork, they're still trying to learn English. So it presents a lot of challenges. And another, over 80% of the students are from minorities that are underrepresented in college attendance and specifically STEM careers.
Yeah.
So it's an amazing community that's really fun to work with, but there are, some pretty big challenges that need to be overcome. And so we're trying to introduce some really exciting hands-on science.
Well, how are you doing that?
So we are introducing material science curriculum, and so we're supplementing the regular chemistry, biology classes with these really interesting lessons that bring in materials and scientists that the students normally wouldn't have access to. And we're also supporting science fair projects. So one of the really important ways that you can get students engaged in science is by allowing them to do their own research. And so the Materials Research Foundation grant has really allowed us to support those projects and give students the opportunities to explore science and learn on their own and also within their larger group. It's been amazing.
As we were talking about, it's one thing I suppose to read something out of a textbook.
Yeah.
Sounds like your program is these kids are rolling up their sleeves, they're getting in the laboratory, they're doing experiments. So what has been the response from the students to this program?
Oh, it's been amazing. So there are students now, working on materials projects that we couldn't have imagined doing last year without the resources that we've been given by MRS. So there's students that want to test, how materials react to impacts, and we couldn't have afforded just the sensors and the equipment to reproduce an impact time after time. And then there's this amazing class. It's the class that I wish I had in high school, where a teacher has developed a science elective based on research. So every single week the students do a lab, which is pretty unique in a high school setting. And so every single week they're introduced to a new problem. A lot of times they have to design their own experiment, which is extremely uncommon in a high school setting. And so getting those skills, drilling into them what the control variable is, what the independent variable is, what the dependent variable is, like those sorts of things are so important, and things that I think it took me years in college to really get a grasp of.
Well, I think part of the program's success lies in the fact that you're very animated. You're passionate about this.
I am. I really, really am.
And do you think that translates to the students? I mean,
Yeah.
Are you seeing these big success stories?
Yeah, it's hard because it's high schoolers, right? So they're
Understood.
They want to seem pretty cool.
Right.
But it's really amazing to work on projects with students one-on-one and to see them grow personally and also professionally. So you start off an email conversation and you'll get kind of one-word answers, and then you start to develop these really amazing relationships where the students, trust you for advice, and you talk to them not only about science, but also about, your own career and, what college is like, and they're like, was organic chemistry as hard as everyone tells me it is?
Is it?
I said no. I said I really loved organic chemistry.
Again, the passion is there. Thank you. Shannon Morey, we appreciate your time. No doubt this will be a very successful program at East Boston High School.
Thank you. It was a pleasure talking to you.
And congratulations on the award.
Thank you. We're very excited.
Great.